Ah, there we go. A little better. Rambling to myself, talking out loud. Just kind of getting in the mood, loosening up. That is working, which is awesome. Hey everyone, I am Heppenwana, and I am going to show you the Quiet Man Re-mumbled normal. If you don't know the Quiet Man, like it was said earlier, this is a Square Enix game, and I apologize if you do not know this game, or maybe I don't apologize. This is either the greatest thing you will ever see or the worst thing. Re-mumbled, pretty much we're going to play through this game with all of the audio. You might be wondering, what does that mean? I'll get into it. I'll explain as we go along. But we're just going to be playing through Square Enix's one of their most dubious games. If you are aware of the Bouncer, but not the Quiet Man, let's just say the Bouncer is a beautiful game compared to this. Just so you know, this is what the control screen looks like. If you want to know what controls do what, if any of this makes sense, it doesn't. So, we're going to go ahead, dive into the game. Re-mumbled means we have audio. The first time you played through this game, there is no real audio. The story is very confusing. Second time through, it has audio, and it's more confusing. So we're going to get started. If you want to get ready with that timer in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so to explain the Quiet Man a little more, the Quiet Man is a concept game. Essentially, Square Enix had an idea, or I should say Human Head. Square Enix produced, Human Head developed. Human Head had an idea for a game. What if we had a game where it's a brawler, beat 'em up, you know, Streets of Rage, Final Fight, that type of thing, but we had a very dramatic storyline, complete with full motion video, some really uncanny valley style CGI effects, just an experience. But what if you played not a regular character, not everyday, you know, brawler on the street, Joe beat 'em up. No, you play Dane. Dane is deaf. And therefore, the first time through the game, what if we make the player sympathetic to Dane? How do we make a player sympathetic to Dane? We remove all audio. However, they wait until about 4 minutes into the run. Also, there are a lot of cutscenes. We're right now sitting through the first cutscene. Perfect for really, really lots of lore. So, their idea, you're deaf. And therefore, we're going to get rid of the audio, and we will replace that audio. What will we replace the audio with? Kind of a weird sound like that. Kind of like you're underwater. If you've ever gone diving or swimming, your head's underwater, there's sound above you, and all you hear is that. It's confusing. So, their other thought, because Dane is deaf, no subtitles, none of that. I want to give a quick heads up, speaking of subtitles and audio, there are a couple F-bombs that are going to be dropped early on. So if you have young children watching, they shouldn't be watching this game. It's going to give them nightmares of mediocrity. So their thought was, what if we got rid of the ability to read subtitles, anything like that, which was perfect, except Dane can read lips and he can sign, and some people sign. You won't have subtitles to explain what it is the first time through. It makes for a confusing game, but as you go on, later on, you beat the game, and a week after the game was released, they released New Game Plus, where instead of having all of your items from the first game, by the way, I love this actor, we're going to see him several times, instead of keeping all your items, keeping all of your levels, there are no items, there are no levels. New Game Plus gives you audio, and that's what Re-mumbled normal is. Normal difficulty, but with audio. The mumbling is back.
Wrong address, dog. No one ordered no chow.
So you still have audio the first time through to this point. The audio is going to cut.
You stupid?
If you were playing the original playthrough, the audio will cut in about 20 seconds from now. And then you have no audio until the very end, when all of a sudden, yeah, right here, audio cuts.
Be smart.
But not on this playthrough. We get the full story, and if you think it'd be confusing having no audio, the only thing more confusing is having audio. Having audio, it makes the story go from incomprehensible to horrible. Now get ready for, speaking of horrible fighting controls. I am going teleport. I am going to kind of frame jump. I'm going to look like the game is glitching out. That is the game. So here we go. We're in the uncanny valley. Our mechanics, we want to punch people a lot. Once the screen turns blue like that, we can hit the I win button. What's the I win button? It lets you do a super move, and then that's it. There we go. We are done with the first part. We will see this guy again. Like I said, pay attention to this actor, because we're going to see him over and over, because there are maybe 4 or 5 bad guys you're beating up. All right, next room. Remember how I said 4 or 5 bad guys were beating up? You already see the same character model multiple times in this room. There's this guy, bald with the bandana, or the headband. Oh, and there he is again and again. We have a very interesting experience in this game. There is a dodge button. I am in the habit now of using it. In normal, you don't need to use it outside of some boss fights. Instead, you just keep bashing people. By the way, these guys were hanging out watching the option screen. Isn't that just, that's a good way to hang out on a night watching the option screen. All right, that's a little detour to show you the option screen. We're going to continue through. So this game has 3 main categories. There's any percent, Re-mumbled, and Blessed Silence. Blessed Silence, that first time through with no cutscenes. The Re-mumbled, what we're doing, which is audio, all cutscenes. And then any percent is skipping every cutscene you can. So, important thing, you can't skip cutscenes. So, how is any percent going to exist? So, the way any percent works... Oh, I actually dodged. So, I'll get back to that in a second. Any percent is once you finish the last button input for a chapter, you could go chapter select and jump to the next chapter. But we're not doing that. That's not enough lore for us. By the way, I don't know what's going on. This is how a game plays. We're just getting random stuff popping up on the screen. We're going to go through a door. There's random arcade machines in places. We carried over our I win, that blue lighting effect. Camera just went wherever it wants. There is, one of the buttons is kind of a grab button, which I call the soft lock button. I call it that because if you grab a guy and push him out of bounds, you can push him through a wall. The game will push him beyond where you can hit him, and then you can't kill him. You can't finish a room unless you kill everyone, and the game will soft lock. By the way, if we were playing 80%, as soon as we opened that last doorway, we would have jumped to the next chapter, but we're not doing that. We're experiencing all of this goodness. We need to see all the cutscenes. We need to really understand who is Dane. By the way, Dane, whenever I see him, I can't help but think of a young Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, from like Growing Pains, the sitcom Growing Pains. He was on there for like 2 seasons. I'm old enough to remember this. Or What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I'm thinking of Leonardo DiCaprio from that era. But if you rented or bought a comparison from Wish.com, that is this guy. One fun thing, if you're playing any percent instead of playing Blessed Silence or Re-mumbled, you don't see this guy. I call him Man Bun. You do not see Man Bun, who is a repeat character until the last chapter. Even more than that, you don't see Tay. Tay, who is your best friend and pretty much the linchpin of more or less the whole story at the end of the day. You will not see him until the last chapter because they only show up after your final button input in each of the first 5 chapters. 5 out of 6 chapters. You don't see 2 of the main characters. So at this point, the story, pretty simple. I mean, we collected a briefcase from the Sold 33 gang, and we're about to find out what that briefcase is, and Lala. Lala is your love interest. This is not Lala. This here is Lorraine. Lorraine is your mom. Now you might be thinking, wow, Lala and Lorraine look a lot alike. That's because they decided have the same actress play your mom and your love interest. A meme of people who know this game, if you know the website Giant Bomb, she would be known as Mom Wife. So she is Mom Wife. We're also going to have another character coming up that Giant Bomb named Cop Dad. And if you hear me say Mom Wife, I'm talking about either Lala or Lorraine. If I'm talking about Cop Dad, I'm talking about your cop who's also a dad. I mean, your dad who's also a cop. This here is Tay. Really important character that if we're playing any percent, we would not see his introduction here. Agreed. I miss what has happened to Giant Bomb. Giant Bomb, that is a site I have followed for over a decade and just in a sad place. But if you want some good classic videos, this game came out about a week before Extra Life, the annual Children's Miracle Network Hospital event for raising money, where people stream for 24 or more hours straight. I played this for Extra Life because I raised enough money. It's what got me started in this horrible game. And I'll just say is the middle of the night that I played through this first time, and I was almost... I thought I had lost my sanity playing this game because it is that bad. Giant Bomb, though, also had 2 different streams of this, and each one is comedy gold. So, I do have to admit, one important thing with this, I actually respect the performance from the guy who's playing Tay. He actually is the only actor, I think, in this whole game who I think is really trying to have fun with the experience.
Third stringers all the way.
He seems like he is trying to act that part of the machismo, the leader of an organized crime, you know, organization. And he kind of has, he has the swagger for it. Meanwhile, Dane, every scene with Dane, I can't help but think he looks like a sad puppy who is on the verge of tears.
Aren't they nice? Come on, man, give me my shoes. Look at these shoes.
I want you to picture this scene with no audio. Like, I mean, there isn't too much audio to begin with, but also, shout out for young Dane seeing two guys fighting over a gun and going, I'm going to wave at them. I see your gun. Hi. This game is just truly, it is either the best game ever because of how it's just subversive art, or it is the worst game ever. I'm not sure which. I honestly am not sure which it is.
Meanwhile.
But it is a lot of lore because we just have cutscenes. So the any percent where you skip every cutscene after the end of your last button input in a chapter, any percent is somewhere around 45 to 50 minutes shorter than the ones where we get all the cutscenes. In fact, it is hard to find a way for anyone to let me play this for an event because it's a lot of cutscenes. That's why I love this event. This event is so good because you get to see all of the speed tech and you get to see all of the lore, all of it. And sometimes it's great lore, and sometimes it's
shit keeps getting into her dressing room.
It's this lore.
I know it's part of the path to stardom and all, but some of it beefed up security.
So if you're playing through this first time without the audio, you're going to have no idea what's going on, but these guys are talking and there's no subtitles. Imagine this scene, which has gone on for like 5 minutes now.
She's been quiet lately.
No subtitles. There is one scene that's coming up later. We're going to be in a car ride. That's literally 3+ minutes of sitting in a car while one person talks to another person and there is no audio at all.
I'll take care of this asshole myself, but I gotta keep my head on business.
Yeah, Dane, the main character, he can read lips. He fully knows what's going on. So that first time through where Human Head decided, we're developing a game where you could sympathize. The thing is, the main character knows more of what's going on than we do. Like, the main character can read lips. He can read signs. Like, right here, Tay is doing signs for him, and he's reading his lips.
The only guy I trust. Take care of my number one girl. Is my number one guy.
Meanwhile, if we were watching this, no audio, it's like, see, he signed, we wouldn't have any of those subtitles. We would not know any of it.
Handle it.
This game, they had a good idea, I think, but it was the worst execution. All right, we are done with chapter 1. Only 5 more chapters go. Look at this. The game is just going by in the blink of an eye. I honestly love this game because of how I honestly love this game for how it is the ultimate like bad movie experience. So we need to run over here. We look in here and we have a reminder. Grim Fandango is an awesome game. There's our reminder of Grim Fandango. That doll always makes me think of that. Then we run here. We see some pictures. Oh, look, it's your mom with Tay. No, that's your love interest. That's Lala, not Lorraine. Same actress. Makes it so hard to tell who is who. And there's Dane, always looking like he's on the verge of tears. And here we go. Now see mom wife when it was mom and not wife. Or waifu. I think mom waifu might almost be even a better name for her. By the way, fun thing, if you die, you get these close-ups of her face looking down at you, and it's obviously mom version, not wife or waifu version. And she's giving you kissy faces or doing silly, like, cross-eyed stares, like... And it's like, what am I watching here? Because that's what you get when you die. Hopefully we won't see that any. But it's just like the weirdest, just staring right in your face type of thing. Like the choices in this. Speaking of choices, we're going to have a fight in the subway. When the subway train rolls up, we're going to learn an important lesson. You might be thinking, this is taking place in New York. Semi-modern day or modern day New York. So we're going to get that blue showing up and do a I win move on him. And our guy's going to enter right about here. Hey, look, it's that guy from last chapter. Remember I said pay attention to him? The one who told you no chow? So I could hit I win whenever the blue light is on the right side of the screen, but when it's not there, when it fades out, I win no longer works. Apparently, if there was a HUD, this game could make sense. Oh yeah, I mentioned Cop Dad. Here's our introduction, Cop Dad. He is Dad of the Year and Cop of the Year, and by that I mean the worst at both. He's abusive, he's horrible, he's a bad cop, he's a bad dad. And he is pretty much Wish.com Michael Chiklis. So if you know the Commish, the really bad Fantastic Four movies, The Shield, probably The Shield is what people would most know. I know old things, and I know garbage things, like the two really bad Fantastic Four movies. Two of the three really bad Fantastic Four movies. Possibly two of the four really bad... Okay, Fantastic Four, bad movies. But here, Cop Dad, we are going to get to know him a little more coming up. So right now I saved a I win from before, so we're going to use that to just get this started in the... Okay, that I have not seen before. That's the game just being this game. And I'm going to teleport around a little bit. So this guy, yellow machete guy, we want to go in with an I win hit right away. It knocks the machete out of his hand. Otherwise, he would cause us some big damage and he'd keep blocking us. So we want to just keep doing I win over and over. And that'll take him out. And now, I mentioned, we're not in modern day New York. We're in an alternate reality, because how many stars are on that flag? We all know, in the US flag with all 96 stars representing the 96 states. Oh. Yeah, so luckily that wasn't a big thing, but that weird missed hit, that has never happened for me before. I have played through this game more times than anyone who has the right self-esteem to realize walk away. Just walk away. That was Cop Dad, by the way. I have played this game way too many times, and I still have new things happen every time I play through because it is that level of a bad game. Like, it does things. So here, now imagine this scene. No audio. Or no audio outside of... Just imagine this and wonder how you're supposed to sit through this.
Night. We're good?
Yeah. Is there no change of plans from your BF?
It is literally just Dane
He's heading
looking
this way over
up
right now.
at
And then he's in the air.
wife version of mom wife on the phone.
You make it sound like it's a goddamn show.
By the way, that's Cop Dad's voice.
It is. The greatest performance of my career. The night I was kidnapped.
Last chance to change your mind.
Imagine this, no audio.
Never. I'll see you tonight.
Well, if we plan this right, then you won't.
Also, this plot makes no sense.
Dane's here.
Yeah, I had a feeling I saw him a few blocks away. He's had some trouble with Isaac's asshole squad.
And then Dane's like, I'm going to hide behind a street
Our part.
light pole.
Dane.
Bye.
You know, Dane's his own thing.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tay's almost here. Be careful.
All right, you two.
So what's really great, sitting through this scene, if you're playing any percent, you have to sit through that, and then now you could skip to the next chapter. You have to put in that final input to run to the right 10 feet. So once again, we're going to have a long cutscene right here. Dane's going to see a bird. The bird's going to trigger memories of things that will make no sense for a while, and then they'll make almost no sense later on, because some things make more sense as you go along, some things actually make less sense as you go along.
La.
For example, saying that makes no sense,
The tall glass of iced tea's taking flight.
why is this scene that's just no action? This is a fully, like, just drama scene. Why is it in game engine and not FMV? Especially considering hair looks really bad in this game engine.
The flowers would go to waste.
That would be a shame.
Not to mention a lot of dead-eye stare type of stuff going on.
You're in the mood? Come on, La. It's 2 days.
I could go with. There are plenty of record companies in Chicago.
Nah, that ain't your sound. Chicago ain't your town. Look, I called some people. People that know people. And they're coming by the club, I swear. But they're gonna want to hear you sing.
Tay.
How you gonna be a singer if you don't sing anymore? Okay. Okay.
Now, just
It's the
imagine,
license.
why isn't this FMV? Why are we seeing the in-game characters for this?
Just miss that beautiful voice, you know?
Yeah, me too.
So I just want to give,
God damn it, I hate when
I
you
want
pull
to point
that
out
shit.
Man Bun's interactions
You suck at guarded bodies.
with Dane are kind of fun in the way that they have what should be like this friendly rivalry, and for some reason, Man Bun really hates Dane. Imagine this with no audio when you hold that up. It almost was like, okay, I get it. I don't need to see your weird collection of dead birds.
Keep looking.
No. You on La like glue now. Fanboy shows his face. You show him to the boiler room for a little talk when I get back. Yeah.
Great thing in this game also is camera angles and sight lines. So, that was set up, perfect camera angle where we could see Tay looking, you know, in a dramatic direction for us. But meanwhile, Dane could not see his mouth for some of that because of the sight lines for him. And yet he read his lips. There's going to be a lot of times where sight lines and like camera angles make you realize how weird physics are in this world. I mean, we're going to watch at one point, somebody's going to get shot, but they are completely behind cover.
Take him straight to the club. No stops. Oh. And eyes on La. She get a mind to wander off by herself when I'm gone? Remind her where she belongs.
So one thing I want to point out is a lot of the cutscenes in Chapter 2 a little more dry than the other chapters. We're going to have a bit more fun as things progress, and we start getting more into the absurd. Like, this is the one chapter of the game where it almost feels like they're trying to set up something really important. And the problem is, they're not setting up anything important. They're setting up a train wreck.
My fan.
Also say it's rather interesting that they chose to have
You wouldn't know this, but
somebody who is obviously not a deaf actor playing a deaf character when they want to emphasize deafness as such an important consideration in the experience.
You're safe.
Oh, are they going to hold hands?
I actually believe you.
No, no hand
I
holding.
don't know why I should. You don't look like Tay's typical bodyguard.
Not.
I'm not.
What makes you special?
Not special.
Well, I could kind of teleport when I'm not next to someone and I try and punch them. If I'm a certain amount of steps away, I'll just kind of teleport into them. That makes me special. I have an I win button. Not many people have an I win button.
I'm not a boy anymore.
But a quiet boy. I'm a quiet man. Oh, no Family Channel here at all. So we are done with Chapter 2. And you might be thinking, oh man, we're a third of the way through the game already? Oh no. No, don't worry. Chapter 6 is longer than like any 2 chapters put together. So we've got quite a while put up with this. Speaking of put up with this chapter is absolutely one of my favorites for so many reasons. The first being, we're going to Club Moonrise. We're going to see Lala perform. Or as Tay would say, Law. We're going to see Law perform. She is going to put on a performance for us. I just want you to consider this scene with no audio. I mentioned before, I love how Giant Bomb played through this. Their reactions really, it is so worth watching. If you love this game, oh, I know. That's what's great is there are so many scenes where he is not looking at someone who is talking to him, or somebody looks away from him, and it's like, he's not reading lips here. Like this, he doesn't know what's going on.
And thank you.
So this scene, when Giant Bomb East played through it, I loved how it played out. They're like, there is no way she's going to play piano without any sound. When you play first time through, no sound. Just watch her play. And you just stare at the inside of the piano. Dead silent. Actually, never dead silent. Even when it's silent, it's... But instead, at least we have sound this time. I will say, I currently hold the world record for Blessed Silence Normal and Blessed Silence Hard. Waiting for verification on that one. I'll just say, it is about the hardest game to play through speedrunning, because with no sound, with it just being dead silent for the most part, if you don't have people with you while you're playing, if you don't have like chat going, if you're playing it offline and you're just on your own with it, it is rough to get through a game with no audio for 2.5 hours. Like, world record for Blessed Silence normal is 209 something. World record for Blessed Silence hard is, I think it was about 212. By the way, what's with the bouncer at this club letting this guy in? Guy shows up in a dead bird mask and a black cloak. And they let this guy in. We remember him. No Chow. No Chow's back. Like I said, he's going to keep showing up. And somehow I keep punching him in the face. And his face looks perfectly fine. He is resilient. I punch him in the face and he's like, whatever. By the way, we have a fight scene going on here. Why am I not playing? Why is the game making the choice to not have me play right now while everything is going bonkers? And of course, you know, fire alarms. Whenever you hit a fire alarm, it is going to turn the world red, because... yeah, I mean, bouncers probably have seen worse than dude in bird mask. On the note of that bird mask, if anyone knows where to get one of those masks, I speedrun this game enough. I want that mask. I cannot find anyone to make it for me. I want that mask so bad. I want to have like donation incentives of, you know, donate. By the way, speaking of which, we're here for raising money for a great cause. Donate. But I want to have saying like, donate enough money, I put on the Quiet Man mask and do the quiet run. All right, finally we get to play this game. Okay, we have a good fresh, oh, nice little teleport there. We're going to punch this dude. Remember, no Chow. I'm punch him in the face again. So I am going to build up my I win meter instead of wasting it on him right now. It's not as important in normal, but in hard, it's very important. We'll just run till the screen fades out, because we're getting to our first boss fight. There are boss fights in this game, and the boss fights actually are, depending on which boss fight, they could be challenging. You could do more than just button mash. The bodyguard or the bouncer is just like, yeah, I know what's going on. I'm the only person who knows what's going on because this game's plot makes no sense. Speaking of no sense, my favorite character in the game is coming up in about 3 minutes. He is around for one scene, only for like 5 seconds, and I love him. So I kept the I win. There we go. That's why I kept that I win. And then we're going to do that again, because this guy's going to take quite a few bops to bop. And so we're just... Yeah, I know. Going to try and hit me. He will dodge or he will block me if I give him the chance, so we want to keep this going. And just keep bopping him. As long as that I win keeps lighting up the screen blue, we could just keep at this. There we go. We are done with the first boss fight of the game. Might as well consider a game done. Like, we are so good right here. Nothing could beat Dane. Look at Dane just outsmarting this guy. Will never do anything completely stupid, like grab the end of a cattle prod. He would never... Dane. All right, we aren't done with the game. We need a little more time. So it's like a Plague Doctor mask, but a little different. And that's the hard part. I want this exact mask. Oh no, mom wife has been shot. Oh no, mom wife. All right. We got one more little fight before my favorite character in the whole game comes in for 5 whole seconds and leaves. We gotta do some parkour. Gotta make sure we have our parkour action going on, because that's what this game is about. Oh, there's that guy with the headband again. We have not seen this character model ever in this game. Another yellow guy with a machete. Okay, whoa. That was different. My I win kind of fizzled out. So important thing is if I get hurt in this game, the screen's going to turn more and more gray. Once it turns fully black and white, it will turn red. When it turns red, it means one more hit, I'm dead. And so there is no real HUD. That is the HUD, that and the blue light on the side for I win mode. When you're playing normal, you could take quite a few hits unless game glitches and removes all iframes, and sometimes one punch can hit you like 10 times. But also, if you're playing hard, you have maybe 3 hits before you die. And all right, I mentioned my favorite character. He's coming up right here. Bald guy parkour. I love that guy. I love him. He's just this dude in a laundromat who is your parkour bounce pad. All right, final fight of this chapter. So, there is a machete guy right here. So we're going to try and aim that attack on him, get him to let go of his machete, which means his hits will do a lot less damage, because even on normal, his hits can be kind of bad if he is doing his machete attacks. All right, and now we're done with chapter 3, or at least button inputs on chapter 3. We still have cutscenes and cutscenes and cutscenes. Oh my. And poor Dane is fighting a ghost. There is no explanation for that, because that guy really did exist, but then in that scene, he didn't exist. Things happen however they want to. You have to love the lack of a bullet hole. That's how you know she was shot for real.
You failed.
And she just said we failed. Wow. Mom wife does not appreciate our efforts.
Welcome to Tay's house, hombres. You wanna give my boys a workout? You need more assholes.
And here comes Man Bun to save the day. So, we have kind of had a friendly ribbing with Man Bun.
Yo.
Like, when he complained we weren't dressed good enough, we,
More than not.
you know, we used
More
his
reason to call
handkerchief,
me. What are
wiped
you
blood
waiting
off
for,
of us, and
stalker?
threw it back at him.
It's him. Don't make sense. Soul 33 wants to puff at their chest. They grab machetes, they start chopping away. Why would Isaac get in on his freaky fan shit?
Lock down the club.
What the
There
hell are
is-
you doing? We gotta strike back.
There is no reason for what Dane is about to do here. By the way, I do love this line right here.
I don't sign, man. What do we do?
I honestly do appreciate that line, no matter how bad this game is, where he's like, I don't sign. But it's like, why does Dane do this?
That was my car.
Like, why are you a jerk to Man Bun? What'd Man Bun do to you?
Gather the useless fuckers we call a crew and meet me at Moonrise.
Man Bun gets no love.
Turn this shitbox around. Trip's canceled. What's Dane doing?
By the way, once again, Man Bun and Tay only show up after the last button input of the chapter. Playing through on any percent where you can skip to the next chapter after a final button input, you would still not have seen Man Bun and Tay, who are two main characters in this game.
Lieutenant Ash is on point. Keep the animals in the zoo for now.
If you want to sneak a corgi in here, go ahead. My partner asking if we want a corgi in this studio. Alright. This chapter I like, because this is where we start getting into, like, I almost enjoy the fighting. Except for the fact that the fighting is so glitchy and bad. But it's almost fun. You have to love the games where you could just go without knowing who the villains are the entire time. I mean, of the final 3 bosses in this game, you only see one of them until the final chapter if you skip cutscenes. By the way, part of the description of the any percent category is if somebody can discover a way to skip more cutscenes, they will be the hero of the super mods of this game on SRC. So far, it seems like there is no way to skip cutscenes. You can hit buttons all you want. If you hit start, it'll just pause. If anyone could discover a way to just skip, you would be a hero of this game. We're just going to keep using that I win. And villains are just the friends we didn't make along the way. By the way, important thing is, if you're wondering, is this game called The Quiet Man because you are a deaf guy and therefore you are the Quiet Man? No, you're not. We will not get into who the Quiet Man is until the final chapter, really. I mean, we've kind of... Okay, I don't know if anyone saw that besides me, but that happened. That is a good fighting game engine.
Boys and girls, this is Ash. Now look, if I have not made myself clear, you're to remain outside of Sol 33 domain.
So if you're wondering who Ash is, in case you don't know, Ash is Cop Dad. So when you see Cop Dad, his name is Ash, except the one line in the game where he's called Robert. I don't know why. One line in the game, he is Robert. And they don't even really explain that he is Robert. At one line, Dane is going to say that Robert was a jerk, which is confusing. Oh, so we have another yellow guy with a machete here. So let's get rid of that machete. It is hard to aim who you're going to hit when you go into I win mode. Like, I aim for yellow guy there. But when there is a specific target, like yellow has a machete still, I will take an extra couple seconds to try to get lined up on him, because he can cause some major damage if I do not get it lined up. You could tell when a fight is done when Dane slows down. Kind of like another game coming up in this marathon later on, which I'm excited for. Xenogears cutscene percent. Xenogears is my favorite game ever made. I love the fact that if you keep jumping, you could tell when a random battle is going to start, because all of a sudden your jumping doesn't work. Like a second before that random battle actually loads in. I love games that have those little clues of things are changing. All right, so we've got
this girl's off limits.
Cop Dad.
No matter what happens tonight.
With no audio. It's like, I don't know what he is saying. Is he just saying, have you seen her?
They're supposed to run in the opposite direction. Got me? Hey, you don't believe me? You take it up with Isaac.
And then random Cop Dad when you're young, you don't know he is your dad if you're playing without audio. And you're not playing with somebody calling him Cop Dad.
The depths?
Like, at this point, it's like, is he just talking to you as a friendly cop after your mom got killed? You know, saying, hey kid, are you okay?
Now that you've killed your mother.
Also, he blames you for your mom dying. Because, I mean, you did wave at the guys with the gun, but seriously, Isaac and Tay had a gun, and he's like, no, I'm going to blame my kid. My kid did it. My kid killed mom wife. I've got a sad corgi behind me. All right. We're going to run through a couple rooms here. And then we are going to have a shrine. This room is amazing. This room is designed so well. All of those candles are lit. Who lit all those candles? There is this weird shrine. Just all of a sudden the game has this weird creepy vibe of stalker shrine.
We don't need words.
And then of course he remembers his mom kissing him, because okay. Like, all of a sudden the game enters this somebody is a crazy killer out to get someone, out to get Lala, out to get your mom, out to get Isaac. Who knows?
Anything but the villain.
But then we're going to move away from that weird stalker thriller vibe. By the way, this room is cool. Count how many trash cans are in this room. There we go, got the I win going, and we'll bop them. So there's an outdoor trash can, an indoor trash can, another indoor trash can. We got a microwave. We got all these candles. Fun thing, you bop them, just keep hitting the attack button, and you'll just aim back at them. I'm just going to keep punching. Hit the I win. Hit him, keep hitting the button. This game, it's not hard, but there is subtle speed tech to it. Just remember, Dane, don't grab the end of the cattle prod this time. All right, bullet time. Literally kick him out of the room. Yeah, nice and cozy. You know, all the candles along with the murder shrine and the trash cans and microwaves. This room on normal can be a little bit of a problem because on normal, they do not like attack you one at a time. They actually will fight you while you're attacking others. So on normal, or on hard, I mean, this room is actually really challenging. I only started running hard recently, and it's amazing. The game is actually almost a game on hard. I love this guy. We only see this character model once, which makes you think he's a boss, but he's not that strong. Oh, let's teleport into him. It's almost like there's a magazine contest of, enter and you could be a character in the latest game from Square Enix. You could be in The Quiet Man. And so this is the guy who won that contest. But he's definitely not a boss, because there we go, we're done with him. And there's Dane giving the stink face. All right, run through here. You can actually get lost if you go the wrong direction there. I have lost time by turning the wrong direction. Hey, it's Headband Guy again. Multiple Headband Guy. This room actually gave me some trouble on hard, because these guys really won't give you a chance. There we go. I win was not wanting trigger right there. And there we go. We are done with the last input. Yeah, they love the option screen movie. Can you blame them? I mean, it's the best movie there is.
You're a dead man. Isaac's gonna kill you. Where is she? Jesus, what are you talking about? I don't know. Oh, no, shit. Oh.
So here we once again, we're done with the chapter, so we're going to just sit back, relax, watch it play out. And now the cops are coming in.
NYPD, nobody move! What the hell? Somebody call Ash.
I mean, we just saw Pokemon right before this. Somebody call Ash. We gotta catch these guys, because obviously these are Pokemon and not humans, because they all look the same.
You guys couldn't find your handcuffs if they were clamped on your own fucking dicks. Move! I want you to get Isaac. All right, listen, sources say the house is clear, okay? For now. But I want you to move. I want them all. Cuffed and stuffed.
See, he wants to catch them all. This is Ash.
All 33 no longer exists after tonight.
He wants them all. He's going to be the very best, worst dad ever.
Yeah! Yeah! See how far I am, yo? I pop up once, then I pop again. OG thug, homie, OG thug! Yeah! No 33 for life!
I'm sorry, this scene.
OG thug, homie, these fools get
And then Cop Dad holding back Dane like, dude, you're making me use like more than 2 fingers to grab your arm back.
Stop. Not you. Revenge is mine.
Oh, best cop, best dad.
Dane?
Why are you looking for Lala?
Where is she? Just tell me.
No games. What's going on, Ash?
Do you want to know what's going on? It's the same bullshit that always takes place when you and Tay and Isaac get together. Except now your little pissing contests are starting to lead to innocent people getting
Because
hurt.
you, Tay, and Isaac getting together led to this. By the way, Cop Dad is the kidnapper. I'm just going to say that. That's where this story is going. Cop Dad, kidnapped, caused all of this. He's the one causing all the problems.
Trying to keep her safe.
But
I just want to take care of her.
He's going to keep blaming you because
I'll keep her safe. Give me.
He honestly, sincerely is blaming you for everything.
Every thing that you have ever touched has always turned to shit. It always has.
But he's the one who does everything that goes bad.
And your little quiet man? Yeah, he's not going to save your ass tonight.
And there's Dane with the sad puppy dog eyes again. And Dane inventing the quiet man by just drawing a circle with a black crayon.
Everything okay, Lieutenant?
And then here is where things go a direction right here. Like the story in this game tonally shifts abruptly at like 4 different points. One of them was when we had the murder shrine. You know, about, what, 8 minutes ago, we had the candlelit murder shrine. Now we are getting the next weird tonal shift where Tay has been your friend this whole time. And Dane has been way too level-headed of an enforcer. And we're about to have this weird tonal shift of, what if, oh no. It looks like I'm dropping frames. Not sure what is going on right now. Open. All right, it looks like things are stabilizing. I am sorry about that. Wow. I think my ISP decided to give me a little hello, a little poke. Normally do not have that happen. Much apologies for those frames disappearing on us, but luckily those frames should be coming back right now. And Dane screamed so hard he broke reality. And I think he also became a werewolf, because he is gonna wake up and see for it. What does a werewolf always see when they wake up? Oh, there's blood on his hands. And let the bodies hit the floor. Dane just murdered a whole room.
No, listen to me. It's Dane, the stalker.
And now finally there's a reason why Man Bun should hate Dane, because he's like, Dane just turned into like a werewolf and murdered us all. We still haven't dropped frames, or is it looking better? My OBS says I haven't dropped any for a while now. But at the same time, I don't have a view of the actual stream, only just OBS and the chat. So if there are any issues, please do let me know. Still dropping. That is interesting. My OBS hasn't dropped any for a while. I dropped 1700 frames in total, but I haven't dropped any for quite a while now. I don't know if anyone from... Don't worry about it? All right. You say don't worry, I will not worry. If at any reason I do need worry, just let me know in the chat, or I have my DMs with Zell up on the screen also, so you can always shoot me a message over there as well, because definitely want to keep it going good. Awesome. Seems okay now. I am glad to hear that, because I do want to share this amazing lot of lore. This is all the lore right here. I mentioned there's a couple F-bombs. This scene has like 3 of them. All right. We are now done with Chapter 4, and we're moving into Chapter 5. That's it. 2/3 of the game done. We're going to be done. I thought I said it's like 2.5 hour estimate. We've only been at this for like an hour. Like, we're pretty much done. By the way, 96 stars. Gotta celebrate those. But there we go, finally. Couldn't trigger the I win right there. But, truth be told, Chapter 5 is a little longer than the previous chapters, and oh, there we go, battle's done. All of a sudden, Dane's very stoic, like, oh. Like he just abruptly cuts out from that fight. Chapter 5 is longer than the previous chapters, each individually have been. And Chapter 6, it is a marathon chapter. Also, after Chapter 6 is done, because it's really, really lots of lore, and we need all of that delicious lore, after the credits are done, we actually have a final scene. Because, you know, that's how you gotta roll with these things. Alright. I have an I win already ready to trigger. We do want to be careful with our I wins right here, because we are going to have a new enemy show up who is the speedrun killer. If you're playing on hard, he will really mess you up. But if you're playing on not hard, he will eat up time. It's this guy, red cap with the red bandana. He will tackle you and slam you to the ground, and you will lose like 15 seconds from him tackling you. And we do not want that. All right, took him down. We'll walk through a cargo container. Have another round of fights. We are at the point where the game is actually a video game almost. And it's another one of those guys who will charge you. I want to prevent that from happening. So I'm going to keep targeting him with the I win. Just keep hitting him with that I win. Yeah, somehow this actually becomes one of those Jim and James. Like, we're actually beating up people on a regular schedule. It's more game than cutscene. I mean, don't get too used to it, but at least for now, we are in kind of that entering the bad guy's stronghold part, where it's just battle after battle, adrenaline going, weird random teleports, plenty of I win button. We are in the good stuff. All right, 2 fights in a row. It can't keep up, can it? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Let's keep it rolling. Okay, once again, one of those you have to love how he just bounced up like that. Okay, I want to make sure he can't charge me. Gotta keep hitting that guy. All right, we have another guy coming. We're going to have a very short cutscene. That is the perfect assessment of this game. Oh, don't worry, the cutscenes are going to keep coming. We'll be back at them soon. And yes, this is the bad version of the bouncer. So what's great here is my day job, I work with compressed gases a lot. Cylinders like this, they'll have regulators on them. When you break them open, compressed gases are like gaseous, not gasoline. For some reason, they decided compressed gas cylinders, they're filled with gasoline because logic, who needs it? All right, so anyways, we're in a building that's on fire at this point. And don't worry, we're going to have a long cutscene when we're done with all these fights. But we've got about 3 more fights to go. Go over here. Okay. Dane, you want to actually aim for people? Oh, I am actually getting hurt a bit because Dane got a little silly on me. All right. This room does have a slim chance of me dying, but it shouldn't be too much of a chance. But this yellow guy needs to knock it off. And Dane, you need to target the right person. There you go. Target the yellow guy. Here's the great thing. You say you're so glad you got here in the middle of the run so you have no idea what's going on. If you were here from the... Oh, I just had a glitch happen. That was fantastic. There should be a yellow guy with a machete in this room. He did not spawn. Sometimes he doesn't spawn. It saves you about 30 seconds, which is fantastic because we're running the speed and we want to get through this game part as quick as possible, get back to the lore. But back to what I was saying, the good news, you might think I got here at the perfect time to not know what's going on because I'm halfway through this game. None of us know what's going on either. And we've been here the whole time. I've beaten this game dozens of times. I don't know what's going on. But I know we're about to see Isaac. Another boss fight. And this is the first boss fight that's an honest, like, you have to have a different technique. You can't just do I win. He will dodge your I win attacks.
I ain't the deaf one. You're a dead man.
Good thing that Dane waited for him to finish talking, even though he couldn't see his lips behind the mask, to know he was talking.
Jesus, this mask is stupid. We're both done playing games.
Isaac, you might think the mask is stupid. I still want that mask.
You know what I like the best about you, Dane? You can't hear a fucking word I say.
He can read lips.
I could beat the living shit out of you, tell you how much of an idiot you are, and always have been. And you can't hear a word of it.
Dean should just be like, I can read your lips. I know what you're saying. All right. Is the game going to be nice or not nice? So you can't use I win here. Okay, there we go. If we dodge and get it to go in slow motion, we'll knock him down, but he'll get up again. I mean, if you know tub thumping, we're never going to keep him down, but he will snap back up like that. That's cool. So we are going to keep bopping him. We're going to get a little cutscene. Yeah, the animations are chef's kiss. Just fantastic.
You know that you deaf? But did you also know that you blind?
No, I can read your lips. I'm not blind.
Because if you weren't...
So earlier, you might remember the compressed gas that was actually gasoline lit on fire. That's why it's getting smoky here. It's not just the game having problem with draw distance, because you would expect this game might have that.
Dear old dad.
Oh! There we go. It is sometimes hard to trigger him to do the right attack to start dodging. And he snapped back up again, because that's how good this game is. I kept hoping this gold statue, which is awesomely bad, would be a part of this fight. But no, that gold statue is just there for pure ambiance. All right, 2 cutscenes.
I understand it now.
I was thinking this game could have been having those hills of silence, but nope. It's actually intended. In fact, we're about to have a fire alarm, where earlier I mentioned a fire alarm, when those go off, they do not turn on red lights by default, because it makes it harder to see your way through to escape, but no, we get red lights. There we go. All right, there we go. And now we are in for the beatdown. So actually, I lied earlier. I mentioned Ash will be called Robert one time. Actually, he gets called Robert right there. And now we're done with Isaac. And we're done with button inputs in this chapter. We're just going to sit back and enjoy the cutscenes for the next way too long. We are at the long cutscene section right here. And then I'm just going to jump out a window after you to punch you. Good thing there's a roof down below. And here comes mom wife. There she is as mom. And there she is as wife. And here she is as the game really unable to properly render hair. Her hair just not good how it's rendered.
I hope so.
All right, so this game, we're now going to have cutscenes for a short bit. This is the point where I get up to stretch for just a minute because we're about to get into the long haul. And so I just want to make sure I have a beverage. I am going to let the cutscenes play out for just a minute. Enjoy watching Deaf and Blind. We're going to have, this is where the war gets very war. I will be back in just a second. Oh, you better believe it's all unskippable cutscenes. If we were playing any percent, we could jump to the next chapter using chapter select, but you cannot skip cutscenes. They are here to stay. So we'll have a couple cutscenes. I will be right back.
Safe.
I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm gonna get a chance to tell you. But this thing...
And like that, coming right back.
So much bigger than me.
Got to enjoy the escape from the fire.
Run.
And grabbing controller because of no reason. We've got actually like about 8 or so minutes of cutscene right here.
Why don't you sing?
I don't sing because your mom didn't, and I'm mom wife. Your mom played piano.
No one who really hears me.
No, I don't. I'm deaf. Actually, that one right there, I appreciate him doing the. No, I'm actually deaf.
Bird in the cage doesn't sing.
Just as trapped as I am.
And see, here we get this great tonal shift of all of a sudden, mom wife is your girlfriend, not Tay's girlfriend. And then, okay, no, actually, she is Tay's girlfriend, and
penalties for treason, soldier.
Tay is going to murder you because Tay was your best friend until just now.
Dean, save me.
Well, just now, and also when you went werewolf and killed a bunch of people in his club.
Speaks with the poison. Tongue. So let her words form deaf.
However, like I mentioned earlier, if we were doing any percent where we jump ahead to the next chapter after the last button input in a given chapter, once again, we wouldn't see Tay or Man Bun in the current chapter. That's very important because they are in the final boss rush.
Pull me into a fake war with Isaac over a woman.
No, he was helping me. Okay, we're not...
I was almost on Tay's side up until right here. Here is the point where it's like, nope, not on Tay's side anymore.
You forget your place, girl?
Because it's like, up until here, Tay was actually kind of more or less the goodest guy. There isn't really a good guy, but the goodest guy.
Move.
It was me.
Okay, actually, there is a good guy. Is the bald guy in Chapter 3 that we parkoured off the head of. I'm pretty sure he is a good guy.
Take this piece of shit back to the club. We'll figure what's going on there. Move.
And then Man Bun getting his comeuppance. So that's gotta be the end of the cutscenes for this chapter, right? I mean, oh. Nope. Nope, it keeps going. It just keeps going. Then here comes Cop Dad. Cop Dad to the rescue.
Life's a bullet crazy, isn't it? Sometimes she steals everything from you, and other times you get a second chance to save the one you love. Even if she's been gone forever.
Here he is even admitting, you know what? Mom wife
All I wanted
is the same woman, both versions, at least as far as we're concerned.
I don't think she was ever really with me. It's like you were born and the world just stopped. And today the sun went out. Because of you.
Dad of the year.
I'll never forgive you for what you took away from me.
Great dad and a great cop, all in one.
It's natural. He created this.
Actually, there is one good guy in this whole game.
Manifest his feelings.
This psychiatrist, or therapist, counselor, whatever he is.
Why?
Because he doesn't speak to you
No. Why does he need an outlet for the pain? He deserves it. Every inch.
Dad of the year, everyone. Here, let me help you up. By the way, remember when I was a horrible dad? However, for some reason, we're now having, like I said, there's weird abrupt tonal shifts. And now we're at the tonal shift of Dane's going to be teaming up with Cop Dad. Why? There is no reason they should team up. Cop Dad is horrible. He's abused Dane for a long time, but no, they're going to team up. Also here, imagine playing this game with no sound. I keep saying, think back to that. So here, imagine no sound. Dane is not looking at Cop Dad. He is not reading those lips. And we're going to have this car ride go on for like 3 minutes.
I could never get close, you know, not close enough.
He's nice enough to keep looking over at Dane like, hey, here, I'm talking to you. Talking to you.
Man, it's like a fucking vision, you know?
But Dane is like,
I mean, I took it as a sign. I mean, shit, it was literally like Lorraine's calling me from the grave. You know, like she's calling for revenge.
Like everyone recognizes that Lala and Lorraine
since juvie
are like the same person.
You know? Couldn't move in on him.
Which is great, because imagine being Lala and being told, hey, you remind me of my dead mom. Hey, you remind me of my dead wife. Like,
that's when I saw
that is just fantastic. Imagine being in that position and not leaving.
One bullet. I'll give you a guess who the bullet is.
He won't take a guess because he is not reading your lips right now.
Guts out to her. Told her everything. But see, that's when I knew. All I had to do was unlock that monster inside of you. Lala doesn't see it. She sees something else entirely.
I love how his eyes glow for some reason all of a sudden. Because this uncanny valley is great.
I don't know which one of us is crazier.
All right. We are now done with chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 out of 6. Chapter 6 is the big one, the long haul. And then, of course, after chapter 6 is done, we get end credits. After those credits are done, we do get one more scene because we are playing Re-mumbled. If we're playing Blessed Silence, credits is where it ends, but we get a little more because this is really, really lots of lore. We gotta keep going for all of it. We are going to have fights in this chapter where I have a chance of dying. If I do die during any of this, I'm going to donate $20 per death. And if anyone wants to join me on that, I know it looks like I've just been dominating, but there are 2 fights in this chapter where actually 3 fights, where I have a regular opportunity to die. So if anyone wants to join me, for that, not even $20, if you want to donate $1 per each of my death. Hopefully I have none, but we'll see what happens. And by the way, if I have none, maybe donate some money anyways.
Shit.
How about whether I die or not? Remember, donate money. This is for a great cause. Let's keep bringing in some donations. We've got a lot of really, really lots of lore ahead of us. I mean, this is going for many, many days. But let's bring in the money for a great cause. All right. This is not a room where I should die, but this is one where there is a very slim chance just because these guys in suits, he just walked in from nowhere. There is no door right back here. There is no door here. He just walked in. These guys with the red shirts and the suspenders are incredible bad news. Well, I like to believe if the amount donated is not showing up, it just means we all had to donate more. I'm just saying that because we should be donating more. So I do want to save up some I wins because this chapter, I believe it's the next fight. I love Cop Dad's expressions here are just perfect. So I believe it's the next fight is the one where I have the greatest chance of losing. Yep, it's going to be this one. We'll have a little cutscene, and then I'm going to have just a gauntlet. There's going to be those suspender guys with the red shirts, and we're going to see how nasty they are. There's going to be guys with baseball bats.
About all the shit you've been through tonight.
But we're also going to see Tay.
What we've been through for years.
Why I love his acting.
It's not your fault. I want you to know that.
Like, he is just the right level of sleazy, smarmy, while also suave as heck.
Someone else's game. And if you just stop. Just quit it. Right here and now. We can fix it. Like, we can fix this.
Honestly, if he hadn't been horrible to Lala at the end of last chapter, right here, he would be, in my view, as close to a good guy as you get in this game.
I got mad. I know. But shit. We've been family for years. And nothing's ever come between us until tonight. Until her. Please.
See, if he hadn't hit Lala last chapter,
it can go back to the way it
he
was.
almost would seem like the most, like, relatable person in this whole game. Cop Dad is abusive and a corrupt cop. Dane is a ready-to-cry puppy dog. Isaac, well, he was just a gang leader who was a jerk to everyone.
Have at it, player.
The guy who said no chow just kept coming at you with machetes. Alright. Here is where things can go bad. It is very easy to get overwhelmed, and with a lot of enemies on screen, the game can glitch in a way where each hit can hit you like up to 10 times. Baseball bats are bad. Camera angles can be whatever that was. Those weird visual effects can really throw you off. Like, this is where and this room starts with a lot of bad guys, and they just keep coming. Oh! Okay, I am almost dead. Oh! I am almost dead right here. I am so close to dying. Oh boy, I am... recovering some health, but more guys are entering the room. We now have more trouble. Oh boy. This is actually one of the worst rounds I've had in this room in a long time. So what makes this extra hard if you're playing on hard difficulty is you do not recover health as you fight. Cameras fly on the wall that isn't too interested in the game. That is 100% what this camera is. Oh, wrong door. They make you go to the door, and they don't tell you which door you're going to. So if you run the wrong end of a room, it's like, eh. Oh. That was really close to me dying. Like, this game, if you play on hard mode, you get about 3 hits before you die. You don't recover during fights. That room has a potential to be the run killer of all run killers.
God damn. I love to watch you work, Dave.
Because you teleport and you move randomly? Remember who taught you how to teleport? That was me.
Who taught you how to be a man? When your father turned his back on you.
Oh. Right there.
He's confusing you. She's confusing you.
Like, Tay is
Even Isaac.
almost kind of relatable. Where you almost want to root for him.
What's confusing you? I'm the only one that tells you the truth. Hey. You're my dog.
But he can read lips.
You want to survive tonight?
In fact,
Reset the clock.
he reads lips better than somebody who reads lips can read lips.
Who put you against me?
I mean, fun trivia, if you know the YouTube series Bad Lip Reading, that came about because the person who created it, their mother was deaf and read lips and would often misinterpret what people were saying. And therefore they thought, why not make a video series all about that, but humorous? But here, Dane reads everyone's lips perfectly.
That fucking pig. Right now.
I love Cop Dad's reaction here. He's like, he wouldn't kill me. He wouldn't kill me. I hope he doesn't kill me. Right, Dane? Don't kill me, Dane. Yeah, he just has to think real hard about reading their lips. So it's like we're going to see sightlines don't matter if it lets the game have drama. We're going to see that really soon after the next boss fight. And by the way, this chapter is just going to become the boss rush. It's going to be a boss gauntlet.
I was the only one that ever loved you.
My mom wife loved me. Mom wife really loved me. All right, let's take out a couple guys. I want to keep the I win going. Boss fight time. Now imagine if we skipped every end of chapter cutscene, we would not know who this guy is. We would never have seen Man Bun until now. Imagine facing this guy and going, what's the point of him?
Broke my damn window.
I love this line.
And my damn nose.
So there are two ways to hurt this guy. He is going to avoid any of the I wins. There we go. If we dodge right and we could get him in slow motion. And the camera is pointing over there. You gotta love that camera. Camera's going to do what it feels like, not what we want it to, just what it feels like doing. Camera, over, okay. Oh, and he is done. Oh, and if he straightens his tie, that is the other chance we can punch him. I actually had this guy, oh. I actually had him commit one of these I win combos on me, and we're done with Man Bun. Everyone, say goodbye to Man Bun. I had him do a I win combo on me that went for somewhere around a minute. even the moderators of the SRC page for this had never seen it before. It was one of those, like, out of nowhere, he wasted a minute of my run. It was a PB, but it could have been a PB by an additional minute as he just kept punching me in slow motion. All right, we are now done with Man Bun. And now I want you to pay very close attention to the placement of Cop Dad to Dane. Dane is going to be overlapping Cop Dad on his left side, in front of him. Very important.
Lala?
Look at their lineup. How are they right here? Dane was blocking his left side, and Cop Dad has been shot on his left side, because in a world where you could read lips by not looking at their lips, in a world where the camera just does whatever it wants, we could have a bullet travel through Dane.
And now I've killed both your parents.
Exactly. This is actually the sequel to Wanted. Because you'll notice the blood on Cop Dad is very on his far left side. Just curved that bullet perfectly around Dane.
This is on you. I need you to understand that. See, your mother?
And here we learn
That was an accident.
he's pretty responsible for your mom's death. And he knows it.
Why him?
Which makes all of this extra weird because
Why this?
Cop Dad is helping out Lala because it is his wife come back in his view. Dane loves Lala because it's his mom come back from the dead, and therefore he's romantically in love because Oedipus much. And then we realize Tay is in love with Lala after feeling like he is the one who murdered Lorraine. It's all sorts of...
What did I do to you?
all sorts of weird story. Yeah.
I'm sorry. But you gotta put down a rabid dog.
More twists than a soap opera, and soap operas also tend to be a lot more believable. Even with all of the cases of amnesia. Because in a soap opera, everyone has amnesia at one point or another. In this world, everyone loves mom wife at one point or another.
Baby. Come here, baby.
Look at these shoes, aren't they nice? Come on, man, give me my shoes. Look at these shoes.
This is like the most pathetic bullying that they have ever filmed. Like, this isn't like, hey, I got your shoes. Come on, what are you going to do? It's, look at these shoes. Ain't they nice? Ain't they nice? Look at these shoes.
Look at you, so weak. These are mine. Give me the shoes or I'll shoot. Put the shoes down. I got the cojones to use that. Put them down. No. Come on, man, put it down. It's not a game.
It is the least believable way they could have filmed this. And then I still love Dane walking down the street holding hands with his mom in a very bad neighborhood. and then just going like, hey guys with a gun, hi. And Dane watches as Hay was more or less halfway or all the way responsible for his mom being shot. But Dane grows up to become Tay's best friend. And then, Isaac, why would you pick up the gun? What part of you would go, I gotta pick up this gun now? Exactly, like, those shoes are not worth it. Those shoes, come on. Oh. And all of a sudden, Cop Dad is like your best friend. Like, he went from the guy who you kept going like, leave me alone, because he was an abusive, horrible dad. And they're acknowledging Lala, mom wife, is your mom and girlfriend and
need to process his pain. He deserves it.
Once again, Dad of the Year.
What's happened to all of you won't go away. Not unless you confront it. All of it. He's using
I am just so glad I never really played 12 minutes. I watched a couple streams to see a few runs through it, and I realized, nope, I played The Quiet Man. I have a bad enough story.
Jesus, that's a fucked up kid.
That's your kid.
Most are the things that are the most frightening.
Dean, you need to be the quiet man. I seriously do want that mask.
That's your idea.
I want to wear that for speedrun events, because if I'm going to play this horrible game, I want to be fully embracing the horribleness of this game.
To save her.
Because even though this game is really horrible, it is really good. Where was he keeping the mask?
Is it him again?
Oh no, the camera was like pointed in a way where we didn't see he actually had like... It teleported. The mask teleported to him. We've seen teleportation work. Yeah, that mask is probably custom made for this game, and I was really hoping I could go on Etsy and just find someone as obsessed with this awful game as me, and I could have picked up, you know, one of those.
Sounds like...
He's me. I'm the quiet man. No, you're just a little whiny kid. It's okay. Oh, but wait. Hope you're ready for the game to get real now. You can feel the drama build.
Everyone dies.
Oh, it is on. All right. Time for a practice room of the quiet manness. Let's just beat up everyone. So, this room, oh, camera, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know who I'm beating up. See, I like to believe Loud Guy would actually be like his partner. You know, the further adventures of Quiet Man and Loud Guy. Hey, you go in there nice and quiet. I'll go in there and make some noise. Okay, camera. Oh no, you could say this is a video game. I don't know if I would. Oh. And there I just teleported. I'm not sure you could call that a video game. This is a something. This is an experience. This is lots of lore. That is what it is. And I'm hitting buttons. I can honestly say I don't know what I'm doing really. I just know I'm doing it. And you might be thinking, now that I have the Quiet Man mask, I'm more powerful, right? I'm not. This is, I mentioned earlier, there are a few rooms I could die in. This very much is one of them. Like, there is a good chance if something goes wrong, it could be here. And it doesn't help that the camera has had too much caffeine. Oh, I might be at the last guy. All right. On to the boss. Everyone dies, including me. All right, so I want all of you to think right now, who is the final boss fight going to be? Because we're in the home stretch, and you might be thinking, wow, we're almost at time. No, we've got like 15 minutes. But we're in the home stretch. Who is the final boss fight going to be? Think about it. What would be the most logical final boss fight? And now that you're thinking of what's most logical, think completely different, because we're not going logical. We'll fight Tay, but Tay will not be the final boss fight. Santa would actually be more fitting in a lot of ways, because we're going to have a boss fight. So we're going to have a series of fights right here. That'd be cool if it's the psychiatrist. Oh, come on. I need my I win going. There we go. Thank you. I need to trigger that I win, because until you get that, Tay can actually hit you pretty good. So big challenge here is keeping that I win going in the right way. There's kind of a rhythm to it. Once he blocks, you need that I win to get through. Once he's on ground, you could get a few free hits. All right, and now, so I won't reveal who is going to be the final boss till we get there, but keep thinking about, oh, actually, maybe we won't get a final boss. Dane just got shot, and that's not good. I mean, luckily he didn't get shot again or anything. Oh. Ooh. That's not good. Dane. I'm not sure what we do here, because Dane died.
She was kind. So soft.
So I guess we're done. I'm not sure what's going on, because, I mean, Dane just died. I mean, where do we even go from here? By the way, speaking of which, start thinking, where do we go from here? Because if you've never seen this game before, where we go?
I wish I could have met her.
Remember how I said we take like 4 or 5 different like jumps in the plot at different points in this game. We're about to hit one of those jumps really hard. But not until we first see Dane go, "You look just like my mom, and she played piano just like you, and I love my mom." If I was her at this point, if somebody said, "I love you, here is a picture of my dead parent who looks like you," I'd be like, "All right, that's cool. I'm leaving. I'm done. Have a good life." Oh, don't compare Kiryu to Dane. Kiryu is awesome. Dane is horrible. Oh, Kiryu is far better than Dane. All right, you ready for a abrupt plot change? This game is grounded in reality for the most part, right? It's all grounded in reality. Really stupid reality, but it's Okay, correction. It's not grounded in reality. It's apparently grounded in whatever this is. Yeah, that's what we're all thinking. Might I add, this gun is still super lethal. If we get shot by this gun, it's instant game over. So instead we dodge it in slow-mo. We're going to hit Tay. And now we're going to have the goon parade. Are you ready for the goon parade? It's all about Banff. By the way, you want to see something fun? We're just going to hit Y over and over. And just keep doing the same kick. Where are my bad guys at? The one challenge is try and find where my bad guys are. There they are. All right. Do that kick. Do that kick. Did I mention do that kick? We're just going to do that kick. Batman's just waiting around on another rooftop like, what is that? All right. I hope you like this kick. I like this kick a lot. Okay, let's show it a little different. Let's have a fun, like, special move. Here's one also that's a little different. Slam him down to the ground. The camera's going to kind of do whatever it wants to do. This is actually, yeah, this was a spin-off of My Hero Academia. And it's a good thing it's nighttime, so the Dark Shadow Crow can, you know, do its business. Okay, there's a guy. We'll just keep, like I said, it's the goon parade. We're just going to parade goons through here all night because we've got goons for days. The final boss is the camera. Yes, indeed. Okay, come on. Who else? You want some? All right. Where's some more goons? There's a goon. Right now, we're just murdering like dozens of people on a rooftop. All right. Now we go back to the fight we were just at. Let's do the gun thing again. And there's the gun. And dodge, hit. All right. Now we're just going to keep hitting Tay repeatedly. Or will we? No, we will. They had to do a cutscene to watch him get up onto his feet. All right, so after Tay dies, we're not done with the game. So the true final boss still has to emerge. still have... Hey really can take a beating. All right, there we go.
You're my brother.
And now it's like, let's remember all the good times again. Rah! Oh no. Oh no. Is Cop Dad dead? Or... Dane's screams woke up Cop Dad. And to give a heads up for regular time, that'll be coming up in about 3 minutes. But then we do have, after the end credits, one final scene to wrap things up. So just a heads up on that.
I killed her. I killed her.
You didn't kill her. Your dad keeps saying you killed her. Then I just love this mask covered with blood and grime. She's going to give it a kiss. Just like his mom would have done. Because Oedipus don't have nothing on Dane.
It hurts without him.
Let it hurt. Let it
Let it in. So, other important thing to point out is you might have noticed, ever since I became Demon Bird, I was moving like Frankenstein's monster or a zombie, like real stilted. So, that's because I was shot with a gun. And that is super important because we're going to see what happens when two people who have been shot with guns get into a fight scene. And it's going to be...
Please.
We are about to see what I think of as the worst possible final fight you could have in this really awful game. Like, this game has problems, but I love it for the problems. I love it for the cheesiness, the awfulness. But we're about to have two gunshot wound people fight each other. And it is going to make, or if you thought we had janky physics up until now, we're about to enter the true janky physics. Because I saw Sumio VT said it. It is Cop Dad who is going to be our final boss.
You're him.
Cop Dad is gonna...
You took her.
It's going to be the final horrible boss fight.
I'm going to keep her safe.
I'm going to keep her safe.
I am going to save her.
It's over. I'm safe. Why are you doing this? Leave him alone.
No, this has to happen, Lorraine.
No, this is Lala, not Lorraine. Lorraine's your dead wife. Oh. And so both of these guys have been shot. And because of that, look how smooth and fluid this final boss fight is going to be.
I pushed you too far, Dane. I brought back
Look at these two fighting.
to bury him forever. You want her. I wanted revenge on Isaac and Tay. Didn't you?
Also, he can't read your lips right now. You have a mask on.
You whole.
Oh. Why does he have the mask? Because... well, let's just say if... that was a jump from people moving like this. Alright. So, the next time it cuts to a cutscene will be time. So, it is coming up in about a minute. And Dane beat his true final boss. And all of a sudden, Cop Dad's trying to be the good guy. So time is coming up real soon, but there is another cutscene after credits. So we do have a little more coming up after the credits.
Lived there for too long. Just let it go.
Let it go, let it go. There goes the I win. We are almost at it. And get ready for it. Oh, come on. And time, right there, that is time, but we've still got more. We've got more lore. We've got a short bit more lore. That's why the estimate, it took us right around, ooh, this was pretty good. I can't see what my actual time was because I've got a bunch of garbage on the screen, but that is actually pretty darn good. I want to say my PB is right around 210-ish. So this was a really good run, especially considering the game did some new interesting ideas. The game always does something new. I really encourage, if anyone wants a really bad game that's fun to play with friends, this is a good speed run. However, if you aren't going to play it with friends, don't buy this game. Do not, and definitely don't buy it if it's not on a huge discount, because it's not worth giving money to the developers for making this bad of a game. But, so I want you to think, what happens from here? I mean, besides both of them knock each other out.
Shit. I'm sorry, Dane.
And now all is good. I'm sorry, Dane, you know. So, they have a little bit more to come. We're going to have a time skip after the credits. So, I want you to think, where could we go with this? And by the way, because I like really lots of lore and really longathon, we're going to turn off the audio for the credits. If you play through this game the very first time with no audio, no sound the whole time, and you stream it, your channel is going to be hit by a copyright strike, by a DMCA. Because the ending music is copyrighted. So you could play through this whole atrocious game. The first time I played through it, not knowing, all of a sudden I had a DMCA strike on my YouTube channel for streaming through this game, because that is the appropriate punishment for playing this game. For streaming it, you should get a DMCA strike, because the final song right here is performed by Imogen Heap, who I don't know their music all that much. My partner is a fan, and it always angers her that Imogen Heap was involved in this game because they're better than it. But I want you to also pay attention to the lyrics down below, because the lyrics are incredibly cheesy. Like, when the right words fail to find the light of day. Like, oh, when everything is lost. These lyrics are atrocious. If you look up and mixed feelings seed a hurricane of hearts, look up the achievements for this game. They are all named after these lyrics. Things like a hurricane of hearts. There is also, in case anyone out there is completely out of their mind enough to want to run this game, I'm just going to tell you something very, very important. Very important. There are 2 categories for this game that have 0 runs. If you want a world record, there is a perfectly good game for you to get a world record on right here. No hit, normal, and no hit hard. It's where you do not take a single hit at all. If you do not take... Yep, Cop Dad was your dad. It makes no sense. Cop Dad is your dad. Mom Wife is your mom and your girlfriend. But if you play through this game without taking a single hit, there's an achievement for it. 2% of people on Steam have gotten that achievement. 2% of people who played this game have gotten the not getting hit once throughout the entire run achievement. If you do that, if you record it, you have a world record on SRC right there, because nobody has speedran with 0 hits. This game is truly just amazing, and I hope you are reading those lyrics down below. In the time that it takes from being one of us to 2 is the time it takes to make the break to win at life again. I would say poetry, but that's not poetry. That's bad. And bad. Human Head Studios is bad. This calls for drastic measures. This is... Oh, what's great is people who bought this game when it first came out, not knowing what it was, because as far as I remember, they did not allow review copies out before the game came out. And therefore, people should have listened to the quiet voice of their heart and known this game was bad news. So I'm just going to say, I speedrun a whole lot of different games. Yeah, they didn't announce a release date. It just kind of came out. I remember it came out like, I want to say it's like 3 days before Extra Life. 2 or 3 days before Extra Life that year. And I remember I did Extra Life. I do it every year, and it's a great way to raise money for a great cause. And I just said, hey, if I bring in enough money before Extra Life begins, I'll just buy this game. I don't know what it is. I'll buy it. I'll play all the way through it. Brought in money for charity. That's a great thing. Always donate to good causes. But that was painful. It took me about 4.5 hours. Yeah, that was a night of pure delirium. So Buzzer Yum Yum is my partner, and pretty much I was playing through this game around midnight, started playing games at 8 a.m. I had been up for so long, and middle of the night, it's like, well, let's just, oh, we still have the music going. I almost thought it was time to put the sound back on. But it's just like, all right, let's just play through. By the end, I was rambling about how this game was not made by humans. It was made by aliens trying to approximate humans. Of course, nowadays, a few years later, I'd be like, this game wasn't made by humans. It was made by an AI. Somebody used ChatGPT to say, make a bad game. All right, final cutscene. What happened after all of that happened? You don't get this if you're playing quiet mode. Only Re-mumbled do you get this. Apparently, Dane went to jail. Cop Dad did not go to jail. Cop Dad did a fake kidnapping, abusive towards his child. But somehow Dane went to jail? Dane was just trying to save somebody who was being held.
We really gonna try for round 2? Old man?
I like to think he killed people in the same way that Batman. Batman doesn't kill people. He just punches people really hard. Yeah, ACAB. Very much. There you go. Lots and lots of lore. This game, in 2.5 hours, or 2 hours and 20 minutes, it just brought in more lore than you could believe, and none of that lore fit together with each other. None of it made sense. But I am always happy to show this game because I like to believe if I show it to people, the delirium will spread. Oh, this truly is a horrible experience that I love to share. Thank you for having me. I am always happy to show this game because of how awesome it is. Donate, continue watching, really lots of lore. There are going to be so many great games. I'm personally so hyped for Xenogears. It's my personal favorite game of all time. Continue to watch, make sure you donate, and I always like to remind people, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Also, trans rights are human rights. Much love to all of you, my friends.